My name is Shelby Eoff, and I teach 7th grade social studies at Battleground Middle School. And today I'm going to be talking to you guys about Flipgrid, which is a tool that I use a lot in my classroom, and it can be used across so many different content areas, across so many different grade levels. And I just feel very passionately that this is a very applicable tool to the everyday teacher. And so I'm excited to talk with you guys about this today. So we are going to be going over some basic things today, some practical, like I said, applications. I've divided the presentation into a few different parts that I felt would be helpful. So first, we're going to be discussing just a basic introduction to Flipgrid. What is Flipgrid? How do you create a page? How do you log in? We're going to talk about organizing Flipgrid into groups and topics, and that is totally customizable based on your own classroom needs. And then we are also going to be talking about, of course, features for students, how they can use Flipgrid, how we can create mixtapes for sharing our students' work, the discovery feature, which has lots of already pre-planned lessons, which we love. And then, of course, my favorite part and what I feel most teachers care about the most is practical classroom applications. How can you, every day in your regular instruction, use Flipgrid to assess and to also help students shine and show their learning? So I'm excited to do this with you guys today. If you need anything after the presentation, I'm always available. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Of course, you can find me in the TSC staff directory, but my email is also here on this intro slide at sleoff@tsc.k12.in.us. Okay, so we are just going to be getting started with the basics, and that is logging into Flipgrid and kind of organizing and figuring out what it is that you want to do to personalize your educator experience with Flipgrid. So just starting from Google, you can just go to flipgrid.com. And it will take you to your login page, which you see here on my screen. So what you'll need to do is, if you do not already have a Flipgrid account, you will need to choose Educator Sign Up. And you will, of course, need to sign in with your, or sign up, excuse me, with your TSC information using Google. Now, I already have an account, and so it is already taking me into my account. But this, okay, will be blank, this discussion page, when you first sign in. So this page right here is your home base, okay, your home base. So depending on what you teach, grade level or content, that would be how you would organize this, this page. So starting just on a blank slate, I just create a group, okay? Create a group because I teach secondary. So I have a group for every class period, as you can see here, period 1, 5, 6, 2, 4, 3. These are some older grids from last year. I do try to keep this clean, so I clean this out a lot, and I clean it out every semester. So if you taught elementary, you could do a grid, a group for reading, math, science, social studies, or if you're like me and you teach secondary, you could do one for every class. That would be my recommendation. So that's just the logging in, getting started. And so you will begin your Flipgrid journey, okay, once you have created these groups and organized this page how you would like to. Okay, so just a little bit of review here, flipgrid.com, okay, signing in using your TSC information, and it will take you to your home page. All right, so the next part of our discussion today is going to be how to create those groups. So once you've decided how you want to set up your homepage, how you want to set up your groups, whether that's by subject or by class period, you then want to actually create those groups. So let's discuss how to create a Flipgrid group. So once I've decided, I'm going to click this button, okay, on the right side of your screen that says create a group. So here is where you can really customize and personalize your group experience. So you can choose a picture, you can do a group name. So I am going to do, I'm just going to say social studies period 7. The active status versus inactive, or excuse me, hidden status is important, okay? You want your groups to be active if you want people to be able to respond and comment to topics within that group. And we'll talk about what topics are in a little while. So, at the end of a semester, at the end of a school year, if once your kids are done, your kiddos are gone, you can change that to hidden or inactive. And so then nobody will be able to access that except for you. You will still have access to it, but nobody else will have access to that group. I like Flipgrid because it's really fun. You can select these cute covers. I'm crazy. I love these things. So we're just going to roll with this one today. Okay. So I'm going to update my cover image. However, you can use your own images that you have downloaded onto your computer. This one's kind of social studies. We're going to use this one. So here you will have permissions. That's your next step in creating your group. So once you've named your group, you've changed your cover image, you have made sure that your group is active so that your students can access that group, you are going to add your students. So you have to be able to give access to this group. Okay. So if you were in elementary, all right, you would probably want to connect this to your Google Classroom, okay? If you were going to be in an elementary classroom, you would have students join using Google Classroom. You would import your classroom using your Google login. In my case, in secondary, in the TSC, I use student email. So students would join using their Google email in the TSC. So in this box right here, you would enter the TSC students domain, which is at tscstudents.net. And so now the only people who can join your Flipgrid the only students, I should say, who can join your Flipgrid have to have this in their email domain. Okay, so if you're in secondary in the TSC, you definitely want to use student email. And if you're in the elementary level, you would want to import your Google Classroom. Okay, super, super simple. You can also customize your groups by setting up notifications. Depending on how much and how often you will use Flipgrid, that would be kind of what I would determine how to set up your notifications. So if you want a notification about new responses and comments in your group daily, you can choose that daily option. I have a weekly option set up personally on mine. If you want a notification every single time a student puts up a video or comments on another classmate's video, then you can choose that. That might get a little wild. Or you can choose never. Okay, so if you don't want any email notifications, if you want to just get on Flipgrid manually and check that all the time, I would choose the never option. Personally, I do weekly. You can also choose group notifications for others, allowing people to get email notifications for new responses and comments. That would be your students. I don't do that, but you totally can. So this is how to set up a group. Again, the key here is just deciding how you want to set up your classroom. I do it by class period, and then I have my students join each class period group. And then I create topics for different assignments within that class period that I keep open for the whole semester. So once I'm ready, once I've decided how I want to set up my notifications, how I want my students to sign in, and I have made the aesthetics of my group, including my title and my image, I will click Create Group. And voila, it says that your group is ready to go. So Flipgrid automatically makes a say hello topic. That's what it means by an introduction topic. You can delete that later if you want, and we'll talk about that. For me, sharing this group, what I do personally is I copy the link and I put it into a Canvas assignment for my kids to join at the beginning of the year. Again, I'm secondary, so I use Canvas. If I was using Google Classroom, I would share the group to my Google Classroom so my students could join, all my students that are registered in my Google Classroom. You can use QR codes, I think, for creating groups. That's probably not as useful, but you can also share your group in a QR code. If you want students, you can set these up around the classroom and have them scan to join your group. So personally, like I said, what I do is I make a Canvas assignment, I make a table, and I instruct the students to join their class periods link. So I make a table that has periods 1 through 6 for me, and I put the link corresponding with that class. And they click on it and they join. Again, they have to join using their TSC student email, okay, for privacy reasons. They cannot use their personal emails. You don't want them using their personal emails anyway. So that is how you create your group, and you are ready to go. Okay, so now that your group is created, you are ready to go. You're ready to create topics. You are ready to engage your students. So if you immediately don't want to work and create a topic within that group and you sign out, you walk away for a little while, this group can always be found, again, on that educator homepage, okay, your home base. So here you can see at the top the group that we just created. And so we are going to click that and we are going to work within this group today. Something I really like about Flipgrid is it tells you, okay, how much is going on in your group, how many hours are students engaged, how many responses have they provided, what's your viewership, so you can see how much the students are watching. You can also view as a student. Another really lovely feature of Flipgrid is that, just kind of like in Canvas, where you can click the student view button. This is the same thing where you can see see the screen and see the prompt and your topics and your groups from the kids' perspectives. So here we are ready to now create topics. Again, you can still, by the way, your group that you've created is not permanent. You can edit that at any point in time if you would like. You can share it at any point in time. Say you have someone new join, you need to still share that link again. And your actions button up here. You can always add co-pilots, okay? Co-pilots, which are co-teachers. So if you have a co-teacher in your classroom, this is a really great feature. If you want to create multiple of the same group and just kind of maybe change the name, so instead of period 7, period 1, 2, 3, you could do that. So this is a really good tool. This actions button has lots of options for you. So let's talk about creating a topic. Flipgrid always, whenever you create a group, it auto-populates this hello, I am topic, which is basically like an icebreaker. You can do that. It's a great thing for the beginning of the year if kids are getting used to each other, learning to know you. So like I said, this is a pre-populated topic. If you want to use it, it is a great example of a prompt in Flipgrid of a topic. So basically it's, in your video, share with me, how do you pronounce your name? What is something we should know about you? So that is just a good example of a topic. But say we want to create our own topic and we don't really want this here, right? So we can choose hidden. Okay, so nobody can see that now. What if I want to create my own hello, my name is, or my own topic 1? So we are ready to create our own, and we are going to click this blue button, okay, create a topic. So like I said, these are the prompts. Groups are the classes, okay, or the subjects. Topics are the lessons or the assignments, okay? They can be fun icebreakers, they can be serious assignments, they can be presentations. So we are going to create a topic today on a lesson. Recently, I had my students do a Tokyo advertisement where they had to advertise. We studied Japan in my class, and they had to advertise a location in Tokyo and give examples about how that location is a good example of Japanese culture, government, heritage, etc. And they had to describe that and use research. So we're just going to roll with that. Okay, so I'm going to put my title today is Tokyo Advertisement. Again, this could be anything that you want, so whatever you need. And here in the prompt is where you're going to ask your question. Okay, so you can be as specific or as broad as you want. Of course, obviously that's totally up to you and what you need out of the topic, out of that lesson for today. So for our lesson today, we're going to tell them, congratulations, you are a new travel agent in Tokyo. Okay, so we want them to advertise. You need to advertise. Location in Tokyo that represents Japanese culture. And then below, I would provide specifics. So I would say your video must include, and kids need that specific direction, and I would just number a couple of things. What, they have to answer the what is your location? Why visit this location? And we're talking about culture, so let's say 3, how does this location display Japanese culture, economic activity, or government? So this, again, is just an example that's obviously suited to the social studies content area. So this is where you would put your prompt. Again, this could be something about having students explain their reasoning to a math problem. Explain to me how you got, oh gosh, I'm not a math person. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. All right, this is a really great tool for using that for kids to explain their process. This could be my friend Brittany, she has students do a lot of AR projects in Flipgrid. They can do book reviews. The topic is whatever you need it to be. So this is just going to be our topic today. You can add media. This is a really cool tool that Flipgrid has. I love to add emojis. Oh, this one's cute. We're going to do this one today. You can add emojis. If you don't want an emoji, maybe you need them to access something different, you can delete that media. You can add in articles. Say you want them to read an article and then respond to the article prompt. You can directly link Newsella articles. If you need them to watch a video on YouTube and then respond to that video with their own video, you can add a YouTube video by just entering the link here. And then that would be in your prompt. So there's lots of things that you can do here. You can do Bitmojis if you have Bitmoji connected, lots of things. You can also, in your prompt, link things. So if I want them to watch a video first, watch this video before finishing or before completing your assignment. You can link the video here. So you could click the video, link it, insert link, and you could just type the URL there. So lots of cool things you can do. You can bold, of course, italicize, underline. You can do it all. So next, you have to have permissions. Okay, so if you want others outside of the domain, the @tscstudents.net, or outside of your Google Classroom to be able to access this particular topic, maybe not all topics, but just this one topic, you can add a guest password. You can turn that on. You can create a guest password. Happy Saturday. And then you can share that with them, and they could then use the topic link and log in. So that is not essential. Again, that can always be turned off. Some things that are essential in topics, is topic moderation, comments, recording time, and closed captioning. So topic moderation is important. You can choose to only have, this is great for, filtering things that get put on your Flipgrid, right? You can choose to only have videos that you have approved to be put on the grid. The way that you do that is by turning that on. And so at this point, the grid, no video that any student records, no comment that any student puts on another student's work will be approved or put on the grid until you approve it. Now, that does create more work for you, but if that is necessary, that is a really wonderful tool. You can limit the time recording that your students have up to a maximum of 10 minutes. If you're doing a more extensive presentation, that's a great length. It can be 1 minute maximum, 5 minutes, whatever works for you in this topic. Comments, you have options to filter the comments available. So students can, in the grid, once the grid has been created, comment on other students' work. So you can only allow students to do no comments. They can't comment at all on their classmates' work. If you want them to respond to their classmates' work, some people make that part of the rubric for their work on Flipgrid is peer review. So you could have them only type comments. You can make it where students can only do video comments, or you can leave it where they can do both video and text comments. There's lots of other options. You can, like I said, attach different links. If you have a Google Doc that you want attached to the topic, you could put it here and give it a title. Something that's cool if you're pre-planning. Of course, we know from the groups that we always, if we want our students to be able to access the topic within the group, the topic status has to be active. If you don't want them to have it, it can be hidden. If you want them to still be able to see it, but not be able to mess with it anymore, maybe the assignment's over, but you want them to be able to refer back to it, you can choose frozen. So let's say that we want the status to be active, but we don't want it to be active until Monday morning. Okay, so we are going to choose Monday, May 3rd, and then we only want it to be active from May 3rd to May 7th. That's when the project is. So you can schedule that status to go from active to hidden and frozen. Or not hidden, but frozen, sorry. So frozen, again, is kids can't work on it anymore, but they can still see it. Hidden is nobody can see it. This is just like with the group notifications. If you want, you can have notifications set up just for the topic, not for the group. So if you want daily notifications about a topic while it's active, you can choose daily, you can choose weekly, you can choose every new video and comment, or you can choose never. Remember the guest, okay, and also the students, you can turn on topic notifications for them. Video responses can be done, okay? You can allow different things in the video responses. If you're allowing students to provide video responses and not just text comment feedback, you can do that here. You can allow them to insert links. You can allow them to like videos. You can allow videos to be downloaded and shared by their owners. Now notice it says by their owners, okay? So that means that the students could then download the videos. I download student videos all the time at the end of the year to keep student examples. I'll show you how to download those videos in a bit. You can allow students to edit the videos and to edit video responses, view content to display the number of views a video has received. If you don't want kids, but kids these days are so obsessed with how many people have viewed their video. If you don't want them to be concerned with that, turn it off. Sticky notes, you can also allow sticky notes while recording. Here is a really cool tool, feedback, okay? So this can be whatever you need it to be. I don't normally create rubrics in Flipgrid because I create rubrics in Canvas, which is where I grade the Flipgrids. because of course Canvas is directly connected to my PowerSchool. I usually choose basic feedback, which is that you can just provide, you can rate them on a score of 1 to 5, how well they did, how well is their performance, etc. How awesome are their ideas? Okay, if you don't want ideas, you just want performance, and you can take that away. If you want to do custom feedback and create a rubric actually in Flipgrid, that's cool too. So you would choose custom feedback, create a new rubric, and then this is where you would add a criteria. So for our topic, we were talking about what, why, and how. So you could, give a criteria for the what. This is a very not great rubric, but student describes what relocation is. Minimum score of 0, maximum score of 10. Okay, and so that would then be part of that rubric. So you could keep on adding to that. Okay, so now we are ready. If you kind of want the same settings instead of going through this every time, the scheduled status, notifications, attachments, etc. If you would like for your settings to be similar over an extended period of time, you can always change settings right here by choosing this before creating the topic. You can change everything you just set as your default setting. So that way, next time you go to create a new topic, you don't have to go through this whole process again. This is always changeable. Okay, so just think because you click that you change this to your default settings that, oh, this is it forever, I have to stay with this forever. No, it just means that this is what it will be set as, and you can make changes as needed. So now we are ready to create our advertisement topic. Okay, so your topic is ready. So again, you can share this link. This is what I love about Flipgrid. Again, I can just copy this link into my Canvas page, and the kiddos can automatically click the link and go straight to the topic within their class period group. Again, in Google Classroom, if you're setting this up in Google Classroom, you can share to Google Classroom with the classes that you have imported to your Flipgrid. So we are ready to go. We are all set. Once your topic has been created, I did forget to add a topic media. Again, you can go back, can create emojis, and click save again. This is a great look at editing a topic. All right, so we are ready. We are ready for our Tokyo advertisement. You are ready to start the discussion. So you would share the link with your students. Share, again, that link option comes up. Actions, if you need to hide it for any reason, you can hide it here, duplicate it to another class, another group. You could submit it to the Discovery Library, which we will talk about in just a bit. If you would like to record a response first, you would click record a response. Or you can also, again, share that topic link. So this is what your kids will see when they log on with this link, and this is where they will begin to record their responses. Okay, so now that your topic is ready to go, it is time for the students to begin recording their responses. So let's see what recording a response looks like for the kids. So again, you have your topic here. You've shared that out either via link in Canvas or via Classroom. Remember, you can always view this as a student using this access button, but it's time to record that response. So students will have the option to record a response. And so once they click that record a response button, it will take them to this screen right here. So students, kind of like in most recording features, this middle button, the big circle, is the play button. So that will begin recording. It will also stop recording. So students have a lot of options and lots of effects. So just some options for them. They can upload video clips, okay? If they have something that they want to input, they can do that there. If they're doing a presentation, this is a really great option. They can do mic only. So say your kids aren't comfortable being seen and that's okay with you. They don't have to be seen for their Flipgrid. They can do mic only. And as you can see when I talk, it goes. If that is for you. You can mirror the video. So flip flop. You can mute yourself by clicking the mute button. You can no longer hear me. And you can also screen record, just like a Screencastify, like what I'm doing right now. Some effects, and the students really like the effects. They can do filters. You can choose anything. Rainbow, purple. We are going to be dreams today. Yeah, we're going to choose this one. So they've chosen their filter. They can add in text. Tokyo advertisement. The kids can get really fun with this. They can change the colors of the text. That kind of goes with our little greenish theme. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that they can do with the text stroke, text color, font, style, background color, whatever suits. You can do custom colors. We're going to go like this. So there's that. So that's text. Now, if at any point in time the student decides, hey, I don't like what I'm doing here, they can always click the undo button and it will take that away. So we're going to leave it there for now. Tokyo ad. And you can also do different writings. You can color all over this thing. Whatever you would like to do. You can, using the ink button, you can add a board. This is a really cool thing if you have kids who are doing a presentation. You can delete things, by the way, at any point in time. So say, I don't like this ink. Delete, click on it, delete, and delete. So if kids want to do a board, that's something that a lot of my kids like to do in 7th grade. So they can add a board to their screen that they could write on, that they could use if you're having them do like a math problem or use graphing paper. This is kind of cool. And so this will, the split screen scroll button here. So as you can see, as I'm splitting the screen, my face is going away, okay, but more of the board is there. If you only want a little bit of the board, you want it totally in half, you can do that. It all just depends on your students' needs. And again, you can change what that board looks like. So those are some of the cool effects that kids can do. Another cool effect is adding stickers. Okay, I really don't want people to see my face today, so I'm going to add an emoji to my face. I don't want them to see me. So for your shy kids, this is a really cool option. They could add just a fun emoji anyway. Doesn't have to cover their pretty faces. Or they could add stickers, photos, frames, you name it, it's on there. Flipgrid has it all. So whatever your kids are into, whatever suits their needs for the project, it's available. Frames are cool, fun. They really like those. You've got paint, splatter. You've got bubbles. It's all there. Sloths. It's all there. So anyway, when the student has decided they are ready to record, they will choose the record option. And so it'll start recording. Hi, this is my Tokyo advertisement. Say they're done. They would then click the pause button. They would click next. They're ready to be done with their project. Hi, this is my Tokyo advertisement. Hi, this is... So you would click the next button again. You can select a frame. If you don't like that picture, they can select a frame for whatever it is that they would like to be their picture on the grid. It will show up for the class grid. Whatever their display name is, mine will be Shelby E. you can describe your submission, your topic submission. This is my Tokyo ad. You can upload a photo if you would like that to be your photo. You can take a selfie. And that will be in your grid, okay? And I'm confirming that I am done. You will then submit your video, and success! Your video is now visible in the grid. So they're done, and here we are. Here is Shelby E's response. So those are all of your student options for Flipgrid. It's really great. The kids really enjoy it. They have a lot of fun with, especially the emojis and the GIFs and all the things that they can do. They like writing in ink. They really like it all. So this is a really cool way for kids to submit work and assessment. So that is what a student response looks like, or what this Flipgrid looks like from a student's response perspective. The next part of today's professional development is going to be another option that you can do with Flipgrid, and that is mixtapes. So right now, as you can see, I'm back on my educator home screen. So I can see all my groups, and within those groups, I have my topics. So mixtapes, guys, what they are these ways to create collections. So for example, last December, my kids did a project called I Am BG. And I wanted to be able to share that with both my administrators and with families. I wanted families to have access to those projects because it was a family-themed project. And so anyway, I thought a really cool way in the age of COVID was to create a mixtape since we couldn't have, an in-house sharing day. So what we did was we created a collection for each class period of a mixtape. So you can go up here to mixtapes. And you can see here my 6 mixtapes from my class periods in December. So if you have a project or you have a topic that you're wanting to create a mixtape with, you can either start here or you can start within the topic. So we're just going to start here in mixtapes because we're here, and we are going to create a mixtape. You want to title your mixtape. We're going to make a mixtape of our Tokyo ads. And you're going to describe the purpose of this mixtape and what student videos you are showcasing. So these are my period 6 Tokyo ads. So you can also, again, that password protection option is there. If you only want family members or only want administrators or only want building professionals to be able to access this outside of your kids, you can do that password protection and provide them with that guest password. All right, so I'm ready to create that mixtape. Okay, so now I'm ready to add videos. So there's a couple of ways that you can do this. You can get started by adding videos from your recent activity list. So that will just be some different things that you've done recently. Or you can go back to your home page. You can go, we'll just go to period 6. Here's some Tokyo advertisements from this week. So I want to add somebody's Tokyo ad, okay? I want to add Curtis's. So I'm going to click actions on that student's video, and I'm going to click add to mixtape. Okay, well, because this is the Tokyo ad mixtape that I'm creating, I'm going to add it there. All right, got it. Cool. Love Curtis's video there. I'm going to add Mallory's. Actions, add to a mixtape, Tokyo ad, and so on and so forth. So now, if I am ready to share that mixtape with others, okay, I go to my mixtape. I'm ready to share. Again, you can share that collection with whomever. If you have that guest password, don't forget to provide them with the guest password. But again, you can do that via Google Classroom, or you can do it via link. You could put that on your Canvas page. You can email that link out if you're trying to get it out to families. So this is a really cool option for sharing. Again, just like topics, you can make them active or hidden. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, some examples of some mixtapes that I've done before were these IMBG projects. So they're really nice when you share the link out with people, and they can then access that mixtape and see exactly what that looks like and what your kids have done and their great work. All right, guys, so the last feature that we're going to talk about with Flipgrid today is the discovery feature, which is really great. It's a really cool way for educators to collaborate and bounce ideas off of each other and also benefit from other ideas. So as you can see, I'm on the educator homepage, again, our home base where our groups are, and within our groups are topics. And so I'm just going to click this discovery button at the top. So discovery, guys, is, again, just ideas, okay? These are topics that have already been created within the Flipgrid community that you can just take and you can add those, okay? Maybe you're trying to teach something different. There's literally everything in here. You could talk about, you can find math topics, you can find Earth Day topics, Martin Luther King Jr. topics, things about the water cycle. And so you can do this and look for things that are relevant to your content. So I'm just going to say that I am looking for a Flipgrid lesson. I want my kids to do something in honor of Earth Day that we just had. So in that discovery feature, I will type Earth Day. And you can just see all different kinds of things that have been created and added, kind of like the Canvas Commons, if you will, to the Flipgrid discovery page. You can do it by different topics. For example, if I'm looking for history or social studies and social sciences, I can refine that search. It tells you, the age goal. Okay, so if I'm looking for something for elementary, I can see there that it's for elementary. You can refine your search as much as you need. There's all different kinds of things. Like I said, there is a topic here for everyone. If I wanted to do, say, a topic on the water cycle, I wanted to do a Flipgrid on that, I can go here, go to the water cycle. It's taking it a minute to load. And most of this is going to be science, of course. But again, it tells you the subject, tells you the creator, and the community that is accessing that. So is it elementary level? Is it middle school level? So if we're looking at elementary and I want to do the water cycle, I'll just click on that one, for example. You can see that Michael here has created this topic and shared it with his students, his elementary students, judged by the community, for science. And he is having them record a summary of 1 to 2 topics from the water cycle website. So I'm assuming he has provided them with a website. Make sure you add your own opinion on the topic and why it is important. So say, hey, I want to use this idea. I love what Michael's done. I can save it to a collection. Maybe I want to create a water cycle collection, or if I'm an elementary teacher, maybe a science collection. All right, so I want to save that to science. Plus. Okay, and I want to add that topic to my class. So I can either add it as an individual topic or I can add it to a group. So if I want to add it to, say, my periods 7, and 5 and 6, I would just choose those groups there. I would click next. And this topic has now been added. So you can see here when I go on my homepage, I've got my groups here, I've got my topics. It just added that water cycle lesson that Michael came up with to my social studies period 7, period 5, and period 6. So this is just a really simple way to utilize the Flipgrid community to bounce ideas off of each other. You could also, edit these and use them to suit your needs. So again, I went into my discussion, I went into my period 7 group, and you can see water cycle is right here. And it is the same thing like when I created my own topic. So it's just a really good tool. Again, it's always lovely to bounce ideas off other educators and to see what other people are doing in their classrooms, and to find cool ideas from people. So I really love the discovery feature. All right, y'all. Well, the last thing we're going to talk about today are practical classroom applications for Flipgrid. I hope that through this presentation today, you've been able to see ways that you could use this in your classroom. I hope that, and again, feel free to reach out to me. I can connect you with people across all different content levels who also use this tool, Flipgrid, in their classroom every day. And I just hope that this is something that you feel is accessible and usable. Of course, Flipgrid is great for differentiating instruction for all different kinds of students. ELL students, you have closed captioning options for students who are maybe DHH, deaf and hard of hearing. Flipgrid is accessible to students of all skill levels. It gives students of all skill levels the ability to explain themselves and to verbally be able to present information to you for assessment. And students who otherwise wouldn't really feel comfortable speaking out definitely have their chance to shine within Flipgrid. It gives students the opportunity to really focus on and work on those presentation skills. And maybe that's something that you're just wanting to work on throughout the year, grow their presentation skills before they move on to the next level. And you could create rubrics within Flipgrid that would, give students feedback on presentation skills. Of course, like I said earlier, Flipgrid is a great practical alternative assessment. It gives students the opportunity to describe the work and their process to their conclusions and solutions instead of just writing it down on a piece of paper or typing it into a Canvas problem. Especially, I can see this in math as well. Explaining to the teacher, okay, so this is how I got from point A to point B to point C, and this was my process. I think some students really need that, and I think that Flipgrid is a really great forum for that. It teaches students digital citizenship skills. That's one of the ways that you can use Flipgrid moderation of topics and of groups is by teaching students what it means to be a good digital citizen, what it means to actually positively reflect and provide positive constructive criticism to their peers. It also promotes discussion beyond the original topic. Flipgrid is a really good way to, if you did something in class and you're sticking pretty, to the curriculum, to the book, to allow the kids to really branch out. They can take whatever you did in class that day and they can take it beyond the original topic. A lot of times, I know that this was me as a student, by seeing other student thought processes, conversations will begin to happen that otherwise would have never come into fruition because they didn't feel comfortable maybe talking about it in class, or maybe they just didn't feel comfortable speaking out. Flipgrid really gives you a good opportunity to just promote that discussion. And of course, it's fun. Kids love the features. They love the emojis. They love using Flipgrid to express their personalities and write all over the screen. And it's just fun, all right? And it's really important in education that we don't lose sight of the fun and that we still have fun with the kids and they enjoy it. So I really hope that you have enjoyed this presentation today. I hope that you have gotten something out of this. Please feel free, like I said, to reach out to me. I'm at Battleground Middle School. My email is sleoff@tsc.k12.in.us. And I hope, guys, that you have a great rest of your summer and that you enjoy yourselves and you get lots of rest and relaxation and that you get to use Flipgrid in some way, shape, or form in your classrooms this fall. Have a great day.